I take refuge. How can you say to my soul, flee like a bird to your mountain? For behold, the wicked bend the bow. They have fitted their arrow to the stream to shoot in the dark.
Well, hello and welcome to day 4 of a series that we've called Songs for the Journey. Little episodes from the book of Psalms and looking at metaphors of journey and landscape, etc. A question for you. Can you think of a time in your life when you got seriously lost? So in 2016, I walked along St Cuthbert's Way, which is a 100-kilometre old pilgrimage trail that runs in and out of the Scottish borders from a place called Melrose Abbey over to Holy Island. Overall, it was a wonderful experience. Some of the scenery was breathtaking, and at the end of the 4-day hike, the experience of walking across the sands to Holy Island from the mainland was genuinely exhilarating. There were moments I felt very blessed and very alive. My aim was to complete this walk in 4 days, but to do that, I knew that I had to cover the ground quickly. Alongside that, there were parts of the journey that were quite hilly, and I was carrying a large, heavy rucksack, so at points it was going to feel like hard work, and indeed it did. There will inevitably be times in all our lives when we feel like life is both wearing and wearying. That, as they say, goes with the terrain. But for me, the most difficult part of that walk was not the physical toll it took on me, but the mental and emotional toll that came with the disheartening feeling of being lost. And indeed, on a couple of occasions, I did experience that feeling. Now, thankfully, my lostness was relatively brief. But it is one thing to work hard when you know you are going the right way. It is another thing to work hard when you do not know where you are or the direction you should be moving in. I think this may be a picture of how many people in the world feel right now. Uncertain of where they stand, the direction the world is going in, or the next steps that they should take. The producer and songwriter Moby, a person that many people would deem to have some of the markers of success in life, asks the following question in the title of one of his songs: Are you lost in the world like me? In Psalm 25, the writer uses imagery suggestive of the lost trying to find their way again. Verse 4, Show me your ways, Lord. Teach me your paths. Verse 9, He guides the humble in what is right and teaches them his way. Verse 12, Who then are those who fear the Lord? He will instruct them in the ways they should choose. Although I have many flaws and I am capable of displaying pride in some ridiculous ways, thankfully, I am at least the kind of person who is not too proud to ask for directions. I pray prayers like the one in verse 4 quite often. Show me your ways, Lord. Teach me your paths. I was praying when I'd become disoriented at the end of 10 hours of solid walking on the 3rd day of my pilgrimage hike. Thankfully, I did manage to come across someone who gave me some suitable directions. I pray for direction now, and I pray for it often. Frankly, when it comes to life and my work, I do not always know what I am doing or where I am going, and I don't always feel equipped to deal with what I need to deal with. Lessons from both scripture and history suggest that it is all too easy to wander around the wilderness unnecessarily or to veer off the path into dangerous territory. In a sermon based on Jesus' parable of the lost sheep, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. speaks of God in the following terms. Indeed, he is the cosmic shepherd that leads us into this pasture of mortal life. He knows that folly by which we wander. He seeks us through pain and peril. And finally, he leads us through the valley of the shadow, his lifted rod our guide. In John's Gospel, Jesus describes himself as the Good Shepherd. And although the nature of prayer and God's guidance and God's salvation are no doubt mysterious, the shepherd is what I believe God can be to us when we are humble or desperate enough to ask for that guidance. And that is an encouraging thought. God bless and have a good rest of your day.
For the Lord is righteous. He loves righteous deeds. The upright shall behold his face. For the Lord is righteous. He loves righteous deeds. The upright shall behold his face. For the Lord is righteous. He loves righteous deeds. The upright shall behold his face. The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes see. The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes see. His eyelids test the children of